So as you can tell by the title of this video, it looks like my due date is going to be changing. So this is technically supposed to be my 29-week update based on my videos thus far. But I did have a routine doctor's appointment this week, and I had a growth scan this week with a maternal fetal specialist because my baby's been measuring 2 weeks behind, and with a 2-week behind due date since my anatomy scan at 20 weeks. So after seeing her this week, she did decide to go ahead and change my due date to October 15th. So originally my due date was supposed to be September 30th. Now it's going to be October 15th. So I don't really know how to go about titling these videos now. So I'd like y'all's recommendations or input on that. So should I just keep going with the weeks the way that they are and stick to this being 29 and then next week will be 30, 31, or do I backtrack? I'm not really sure what to do because it's going to be confusing with my videos now, the titles, because I'll have a couple that are the same name, which is kind of weird. So I was thinking of just maybe keeping my videos how they're going right now in chronological order, and then in parentheses maybe put the new estimated weeks that I am. So like for next week's video or something, I'll put 30 weeks pregnant and then in parentheses 28 weeks. And then my pregnancy vlogs will just go, instead of 40 weeks, they'll go to 42 weeks. I don't really know what to do. So let me know what you guys would think would be the best, because I'm kind of confused now on how to title these videos. So I'm going to go ahead and go over my appointment and what led to the date change and all that jazz. So we're going to go ahead and jump on into that now. So I had my routine doctor's appointment on Tuesday this week, and at that appointment they did the normal urine test. They checked my blood pressure, my weight. I'm currently sitting at 145, so that's a 21-pound weight gain so far for this pregnancy. Baby's heart rate was really good. Her heart rate was 146, and my fundal height had grown by a week. So now my fundal height is at a 27. 3 weeks ago at my routine doctor's appointment, when I was 25 weeks, my fundal height was measuring 23. So 3 weeks later, it went from a 23 to a 24 centimeters. So my belly, or my uterus, is growing, which hopefully that's a sign that it's trying to accommodate a larger baby. So baby is still growing and all that. At my routine doctor's appointment, my doctor and I were going over my last scan because I had some issues with my doctor not returning my phone calls and not being able to speak to her after my scan at 26 weeks. So this was the first time I'd actually gotten to talk to her, and she was just saying that her and the maternal fetal specialist were not agreeing to change my dates. My doctor wanted to stick with my original due date of September 30th, and the maternal fetal specialist has been wanting to change my due date since my anatomy scan. So for the past 9 weeks, the maternal fetal specialist has been recommending that my due date change from 9:30 to 10:15. It's been very confusing because based on like my last missed period, how soon I got a positive pregnancy test, I had my HCG levels drawn a week after I found out I was pregnant. So, you know, in my doctor's eyes, and based on my first viability scan at 9 weeks, based on all that, everything was pointing to a September 30th due date. So my main thing in wanting to hear from my doctor was, what are your thoughts on the baby? What are your thoughts on my scan so far? And she said that my baby appears completely normal. My baby appears to be completely healthy. We're just dealing with a size issue. So she told me to not worry about baby being unhealthy or anything like that, because she said my scans are completely clear. She said there's absolutely no indication that anything is wrong with the baby whatsoever based on my scans thus far. And at that point, I had had 3 growth scans. I had an anatomy scan at 20 weeks, and then at 26 weeks, I had 2 scans done by 2 different technicians in the same day. So I felt pretty good leaving her office. That was not the end of my appointment though. At this routine appointment, I did do my glucose test. They have improved the glucose drink from my last pregnancy. It really was not that bad at all. It tasted a lot like Sunkist, like the orange Sunkist drink, just like a flatter version. So it wasn't bad at all. I drank that drink, waited an hour, and then they drew my blood. After the glucose test, I had to get my RhoGAM shot because I am Rh negative. I'm an A negative blood type, so I had to get that shot last time with Kaysen, and I got it this time too. They gave me a shot in my right butt cheek, and that sucker burned so bad. That shot burns like a mother, but it wasn't sore or anything after that. Luckily, I didn't get sick or anything from the glucose drink. The only thing is that it made me really tired. So when I got home in the afternoon, I put Kaysen down to nap, I was knocked out, and I took a few hour nap. So that is one thing that happened with that drink, excuse me, is that it made me really tired. But other than that, that's it for my routine appointment. Shoot to Thursday. And Thursday I had my appointment with the maternal fetal specialist, and I was very anxious and very nervous for that appointment because even though her office had been conducting my previous scans, I had not met with her yet. And it was me, Kevin, and both of our moms that went to the appointment. And the ultrasound manager who did my third scan, he did this fourth scan this week. And I really like him. He's very nice. He's very comforting and comfortable to talk to and personable and stuff like that. So he conducted my scan. He was very thorough, which all of us liked. He went above and beyond probably what they normally do measurement-wise. Like he went as far as to just looking at absolutely everything, measuring her arms, measuring everything. And the whole time he was doing his scan, he was talking us through it, showing us, what he was looking at. He did the normal measurements, measuring the head, measuring the abdomen, measuring the femur, all of that. And he did Doppler studies on her brain, on her heart, the umbilical cord, and the placenta, and all of that checked out. Everything was good. She still was measuring 2 weeks behind. But all of her measurements are a little bit different. Her head and her abdomen are at a decent size. I think her head was measuring at 27 weeks, her abdomen was measuring 26 weeks, and then what was bringing her down even more was her legs and her arms were measuring short. But after speaking with him and the specialist, because she came in towards the end, after speaking with them, both they said that yes, her arms and her legs are a little bit shorter, but it's not like dwarfism short, if you get what I'm saying, because I was asking them like over and over again, are you seeing any markers? Is there any indication? I'm worried the femur is measuring smaller than everything else. I know that's an indicator for Down syndrome. And Cody, the ultrasound manager, was like, we're not even going to discuss that. That is not even on our radar. No, it's not measuring far enough behind to even be an indicator for that. So even though I was a worrywart, he was still trying to put me at ease, like, no, your baby does not have Down syndrome. No, your baby is not a dwarf. No, this kid is healthy, this kid is growing, this kid is doing everything that it needs to do. Your dates are just clearly off. And talking with the maternal fetal specialist when she came in, she asked me a bunch of questions. I told her about the miscarriage, the D&C, how my cycle regulated afterwards, what my projected last miss period was, even though all that was still kind of funky and up in the air. I gave her dates on when I got my positive pregnancy test, all of that stuff, just because I wanted her to be aware. And, she blatantly said, like, your dates are off. Your due date is not September 30th. Your baby from your anatomy scan has been measuring 2 weeks behind for the last 9 weeks. And she was like, we personally did not do your viability scan. Your doctor could have easily overmeasured. Even overmeasuring by like the tiniest amount is going to throw it off by a week or two. She said that the scans and the measurements at the anatomy scan are almost always what the due date should be. And at my anatomy scan, I measured at a due date of 10/15. At my 26-week ultrasound, I measured with the due date of 10/21. And at this past Thursday's ultrasound at 28 weeks, I was measuring at a 10/20 due date. So she said, you know, I could diagnose you with IUGR, but I'm not going to because you do not have IUGR, neither does your baby. She's like, I cannot find anything wrong with your child. I can't find anything wrong with your body. Nothing. She goes, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this baby, and there's no indicator on why she's as small as she is, except for her dates being off. She's like, so I'm going to move your due date to October 15th. And when she said that, you know, I just kind of digested it for a minute, and I wanted her to double check, like, okay, what does that mean for how I got a positive pregnancy test so early? Because I legit tested the day that I was supposed to miss my period, and she said that, yeah, it's possible to get a positive pregnancy test that early, but that she doesn't trust those home pregnancy tests because they can be all over the place. So basically what this comes down to, and what she tried to reiterate to me, is that this is just going to be one of those things where we do not have a definitive answer as to why. Like all of our whys and all of our questions are going to be answered for what happened at the very beginning. There really isn't an answer for why I got a positive pregnancy test so early. Everybody's HCG levels are so different, and the HCG level like map for each week there's a big space on what those numbers could be that can't even indicate how far along you are. So it's just one of those things that I can't overanalyze, and nobody can. We just have to go off of how the baby is doing, how the baby's growing, and how the baby has been measuring for the last 9 weeks. And she's been measuring with an October 15th due date this whole time. So my due date is changing. I went ahead and changed it in my What to Expect app and all that jazz. But regardless of whether the due date is changing or not, she's still gonna come whenever she wants to. So she could still easily be born on September 30th or around September 30th, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. So I did ask her a few questions though. I asked her like how they handle birthing smaller babies. I asked her if because my baby is measuring on the small side, would she have to induce me? And she said that no, as long as she's continuing to grow and everything looks fine and there's not any problems with the placenta or anything, that they'll let me go into labor on my own. She said that if for any reason she does drop or she stalls or stops growing, then they'll talk about inducing me, but she would like to wait to induce till at least 38 weeks. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that everything is going to go okay. She did say that she does still want to see me every 3 weeks, so we're going to continue doing growth scans every 3 weeks for the rest of my pregnancy, just to be on the safe side, just to make sure she's still continuing to grow. But so far for the last 9 weeks, she's grown by 2 weeks every time, plus or minus a few days. So far, everything seems to be good. I'm still worried, I'm still nervous, I'm still anxious. I think I will be up until the day that I have her. And once she's finally here, maybe then I'll calm down. But it's just this whole pregnancy has been so stressful, so much anxiety for me. Even when the doctors and the specialists and these people tell me that she's fine, it's still worrisome and it's still scary for me. But I guess that's just because I'm a mom and I'm a worrywart and I worry about things. But I really liked the maternal fetal specialist. She was very friendly. She was very comforting. She gave me a hug. She was like, I don't want you to worry about this, you know, both you and your husband. Because she asked us our family history, like how tall I am, how tall Kevin is. And I'm 5'3", Kevin's about 5'10". My mom is 5'2", my sister's 5 foot. Both of our grandmothers on my mom and my dad's side are 5 foot tall. So that was another reason why the doctor was like not worried at all about her size, because she said it's most likely genetic. She's a girl. She said a lot of baby girls are typically smaller than boys, because she asked how big Kason was when he was born, and she was like, you know, she's probably just petite. I forgot to mention this. She's still measuring in the 6th percentile, but she said that just because a baby measures under the 10th percentile doesn't mean something's wrong and doesn't mean they're automatically diagnosed with IUGR. So that was comforting to hear, that even though she is under the 10th percentile, that the doctor still feels like it's completely normal. Even the ultrasound manager that was there, he works under her and works closely with her in their office. They both were like, there's nothing wrong. You need to relax. we're not going to start worrying until we see some sort of growth restriction if it ends up developing in the future. So that's why they're going to continue to watch me, just to be sure that no kind of IUGR growth restriction ends up happening. So as of right now, I literally just have to let it go, and I have to just trust this whole process and have faith that everything's going to be okay. I told Kevin after our appointment that I feel like this whole pregnancy has been just like the biggest test of faith for me, because I'm such an overanalyzer and I'm an anxious person, and I get anxiety about things really easily, and I just overanalyze every situation and want to get down to the nitty-gritty and know all the facts about everything. And this kind of situation with this pregnancy, I've been fighting it so hard, and I've had such anxiety over it because I don't have all the answers. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm trying to figure all this out for myself and figure out why all of this is happening. And I just can't. And it's like God's forcing me to just have faith in the situation and have faith in my doctors and have faith in Him that everything's going to be okay. So I just 100% believe that this pregnancy is just like a huge test of faith for me, and it's very hard. Today has been a very hard day, and it should be a really easy day for me because we got good news yesterday, but I still can't understand it all, but I need to stop trying to because I'm just driving myself insane. So these doctors went to school for years to do what they do. These doctors have worked in this practice for years. They went to school longer than my OBGYN did to do this. Like, they've seen so many cases. They see unhealthy babies every day, unhealthy mothers every day. So if they tell me that my baby is healthy and that there's nothing wrong with her, I need to chill the F out and trust them. So that is exactly what I'm going to try to do. It's totally easier said than done. I think it's just going to be a day-by-day thing for me, but I am just trying so hard to relax and trust and believe that everything is okay. So that was a really long ramble, but I definitely needed to tell you guys the story because this is what's been going on, and this is how my pregnancy has been going. And I've been trying to find other people online and stories of people who had babies that measured small and all that. So if anybody else out there is struggling with the same issues that I am, maybe they'll stumble upon these videos and feel a little bit better and know that they're not alone and that there's other people out there going through the same exact thing. So we did get good pictures of her, so I'll go ahead and insert an ultrasound picture of her here. She's so cute. My mom's like, oh, Casey, she's gonna look just like you. And I'm like, God, I hope so, because all the kids in this household look exactly like my husband. So it would be nice to have a little baby that looked like me, but I don't care what the heck she looks like. All I want her is to be a healthy little baby, and for her to go full term, and for me to not have to be induced, and for her to not have to spend any time in the NICU. Like, all I care about is that she's healthy and that we have a safe labor and delivery, and she comes out nice and healthy, and I get to take her home immediately. So that is all of the updates that I have for this week regarding my doctor's appointments. So I am not going to be able to film a update or a pregnancy vlog next week because I am going to be leaving on vacation next Friday. So instead of sharing with you guys all the baby stuff that I got this week, I'm just going to do a haul next week on Friday in place of my pregnancy vlog. So I have some outfits that I got for baby and some clothing that I got for baby that I want to share with you guys, a couple maternity items, and then I also ordered her crib sheet and a few other items for her. So I'll just, instead of doing those in this video, I'll just do those in a separate haul and post those next Friday since I won't have an update for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm going to show you guys my bump and then we will be done. So I have a dress on today, so you're not going to see a bare belly pic, but just wanted to go ahead and give you a little sneak of the belly. So I'll show you belly from the side. So this is my 29-week pregnancy belly / 27-week belly. So it's safe to say this baby's probably going to come somewhere between September 30th and October 15th. So this is what the belly looks like for that kind of estimated due date. Belly again from the front. Belly again from the other side. That's it for today's pregnancy vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is my 27/29 week pregnancy update. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or anything for me, or you have any positive stories that are similar to mine, be sure to leave those in the comments down below for me. And I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.